This tutorial is going to show you how to create the start screen, screen 1 for the counting app project that we're working on from the planning documentation as part of working from a plan and looking at designs for mobile apps in Unit 8 mobile app development. First thing we need to do is log into MIT App Inventor. Make sure you log in with your college credentials and start a new project. Project names can't have spaces in, so either use camel case or use underscores. Okay, I'm just going to add some other identification. So we're going to you need to call this counting app. Okay, once you have created the project, we then can start adding components to the screen. Look at our design documentation. Okay, our storyboard has a banner image at the top, a splash image in the middle, and a start button at the bottom. These are the 3 assets that we need to upload. These should already be ready-made. And these are the components we're going to components and properties for those different assets. So the first thing I'm going to do is upload in App Inventor, upload the images. So upload a file. These can only be done one by one, unfortunately. So we need LTC banner. Choose it, upload. That's now ready. We also need num 1 to 5 image. Click on that, click OK. That is now ready as well. And we also need the start button file, which is there. And OK. So they're now ready for us to create our components. So the first thing we need to do is set the component properties for screen 1. So we look at the components and properties. These are the properties for screen 1. So we're going to have it aligned horizontal and vertical as center. The background color is going to be white. The screen orientation is going to be portrait. And we're going to make sure it's not going to be scrollable. Okay, so make sure in component section we choose screen. We're going to do center for vertical and horizontal alignment. We're going to have background color as white, which is the default setting anyway. We're going to make sure scrollable is unticked. We don't want it scrollable, and we want the screen orientation to be portrait. We're only at level 2. We're not going to be able to create fully responsive apps as part of this course. Okay, once you've done that, that's now all set up. So we've done all these properties for that screen property component. The next thing we need to add, okay, is going to be a vertical arrangement. The vertical arrangement will place the images and buttons in a column. Vertical is obviously goes up and down. So back to App Inventor. From the layout drawer, we're going to choose vertical arrangement. Drag and drop that. That should appear in the center of your screen because the screen has been had center, horizontal and vertical properties put to it. Select the vertical arrangement then and go back to a design documentation. For this vertical arrangement, we need to make sure it's named vertical arrangement 1, which I think the default name is. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to align again horizontal and vertically as center and put the height at 100%. So we put center and center there, and the height, choose percent, type in your values, which is 100. And click OK. So we have that in the center. We can then start adding. The next thing to go is an image. This is from the user interface group, and it's going to be called banner image 1, and this displays the banner image of ltcbanner.jpg. So we go to MIT App Inventor. We go on to media. Sorry, we go on to user interface. Choose image. Drag and drop that within the vertical arrangement, so it's grouped within the vertical arrangement. We then set the properties to make sure we're in image 1. First thing is rename it. We're going to rename it as banner image 1. And OK. Renaming components is very important because it helps you to build the blocks better. You'll be able to identify which blocks they are within the block section for adding controls to. So the banner image 1, we look at the properties we need to send. It's just setting the background image for that. So we choose banner image 1, choose the picture, it's LTC banner, click on OK, and there's our first banner. Next bit on the design documentation is another image called splash image 1. So we drag that. Notice that the thick blue line tells you where you can drag it. So we're going to drop it below. Okay, and again we're going to rename it. Is the first thing, and it's going to be called Splash Image 1. And okay. And then the only property within Splash Image 1 is again to change the picture file associated with that. So we're going to choose number 1 to 5. Click OK. Next thing is to add a button. It's going to be called Start Button 1. Okay. So that is from the user interface drawer. Notice now you can put it on the top, in the middle, or at the bottom. We want ours at the bottom. Okay, we're going to rename it as Start Button 1. Okay, and then we're going to set the properties. The properties for this one are that the image is startbutton.jpg and there's no text on it. So the image, let's just get rid of the text first. So get rid of the text there. No text on the button, and the image is going to be startbutton.jpg. And we click OK. So there's our first screen, the design of the first screen done, and hopefully that matches what we've got here in our storyboard.